At the time of recording this video, my marketing agency is generating over 20 grand per month. In August, we did way more than 20 grand in revenue. And in this month right now, in September, we are on track to also do that as well. So before I jump into what I and my team do to make this possible, I want to show you a bit of proof because I know there might be some of you who might be a bit skeptical. That is completely fine. I'm just going to pop up a screenshot of our revenue for the last 4 weeks up on the screen right here. Keep in mind that this is just the revenue coming from Stripe. We get about 90% of our clients coming through there, but we have a couple of bigger clients who pay us directly via bank and then also PayPal. So if we were to add up the PayPal, bank and Stripe number, we would have a much bigger figure. All right, so we got the formalities out of the way. Now, how did we make this happen? We're extremely clear on what we offer and who we offer it to. Okay, so if you are not clear on what you are offering or who you're offering it to, you need to spend time dialing in your niche and then the service that you offer. And there is no perfect service or perfect niche. There are certain niches and services that are more profitable and easier to sell to. But ultimately, you've just got to pick one niche, one service, and you've got to really master and dial in that service and that niche. Any service that you choose to offer or any niche that you choose to serve, they're all going to have pros and cons. Okay, so ultimately you can hear from me that I think a certain type of service and niche is the best, and someone else will tell you the complete different story. If you're struggling, just go back to the other videos I have on how to pick your service and niche, and always keep in mind that you ultimately want to pick something that you enjoy doing, the type of business that you actually enjoy working with, and then of course something that can actually generate you some money. Without a solid lead generation system in place, we would definitely not be at the 20k plus mark. We have a really good lead generation system and it books us up to 40 to 50 calls every month. And from those calls, on average, we close about 12 to 15 of those clients every month. The close rate between calls to clients could be way higher. It's around 30-40% roughly speaking. We know that that could be way higher. But ultimately, because we've got that good system in place, it's not a huge stressor for us to dramatically increase our sales. It is something we're looking at doing, and of course, we're always on the lookout for a salesperson to come in and improve that for us. So as you can imagine, when you have a lot of clients and you have a lot of revenue coming in, you're going to need a team, right? You're going to need people to help you with all the workload. Now, we have a really, really good team who help us with the day-to-day operations and of course, that huge workload that comes with having a lot of clients. So without this, I don't think any of this would be possible unless we were selling a very, very high-end service. Let's say we were selling Facebook ad packages for a specific niche on a very, very high retainer, 4 or 5k per month, then you could definitely do it alone. But we don't do that. We offer more lower ticket services, and for that we have a lot more clients and we got to have a lot more team members to help us deliver the work. So for what we offer, it would be almost impossible to do this if you didn't have a team in place. And having a team in place basically allows us to just have more free time, live more of a life, and ultimately deliver a better service to our clients. Because if I was just stressing about doing all the work, of course I'd miss details and I wouldn't do it to the perfection that it could be done. I don't know about you, but I would want to live a life and run a business. I wouldn't want to just run a business and spend 12 hours a day every single day doing that. Of course, there's some days where you do that, but you want to have that team and that system in place so that when you have a lot of clients coming in, you have people to handle the workload. It can be quite an oxymoron for people of they sign a new client, but when you sign a new client, you've got to do more work, right? You've got to do work for that client. Whereas if you have a team in place, you don't really have to worry about that too much. Now, if you're just beginning and you only have 1 or 2 clients, don't worry about the team just yet. You don't have to stress about it now. And for us, it's just a simple case of the more money we generate and the more clients we sign, the more people we hire. Right? So we're very, very aware that if we don't hire enough people to keep up with the demand of our workload, the quality of our service will slip eventually. And that is something we don't want because we want to improve and keep all of our clients, right? We want to improve that retention rate and keep our current clients with us for as long as we can. It's easier to keep a client than to sign a new client. So we want to try and get that balance between signing new clients consistently, but then also retaining the current clients we have. But as I mentioned at the start, the lead generation system is the most important thing that we have that allows us to get to 20k plus per month on average. Having the team then is incredibly important because we have that support system in place so that when we have new demand, right? We have new clients coming in. We need people to handle that. When we're signing 12 to 15 clients per month, if I was doing all of that, it would be very stressful and it wouldn't be very enjoyable. I think it's important to note that as well, I don't generate all those leads that come into the business. The 40 to 50 calls that we get booked per month on average are not all generated by me. We've actually got 2 VAs who basically is sending out a lot of DMs every day, and from there they're getting emails from people to send a case study over to them, and then from there they're booking in a call. So it goes like this: VA sends a DM. Step 2 is we get their email from them if they're anyway interested in seeing a case study from us, and then 3 is we actually send over those emails to them. And then from there, it's up to them to book a call or to just do nothing. But when I first started, we didn't have VAs doing that for us. And I think it's really important that when you are beginning, you need to do that groundwork, and you need to find out what type of outreach methods, scripts, and strategies are going to work best for you. So I put in that legwork, right? I put in that time of understanding what messages work on Instagram DMs, what type of emails work, and then what to actually say on the calls as well. Now, as we wanted to scale to the multi-6-figure range, of course we had to get people to do that for us, because it wouldn't be a good use of my time to spend 3 or 4 hours a day sending DMs and then another hour sending emails and anything like that. It just wouldn't make sense. Now, if you're interested in finding out more about that whole system of, generating leads on Instagram DMs, then emailing them over case studies and booking in calls, we've got a really, really good system in place. And within the 6-Figure Accelerator program, we go into so much detail on that. You can check out the program. Link to that is in the description, but we go into huge detail in there about how you can do that for yourself. So getting a VA, giving them the right scripts to follow on Instagram DMs, then also setting up your emails in a way that they're automated, right? So when a VA gets that email from someone, all they've got to do is paste it on a spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet will automatically link it to your email autoresponder, which sends out about 5 to 7 emails to that potential client over about 3 to 4 or even 5 weeks. So if you want to learn more about that system and how we structure all of that, check out the program down below, and hopefully I'll see you within there. And so here's how I spend most of my time most days. I'm going to divide this into 4 sections. Section 1 is getting new clients. Section 2 is retaining current clients. Section 3 is scaling the team and the systems that we have in place. And section 4 is building the business. Okay, so let's have a look at number 1. Getting new clients. So here's what I do on a daily basis to make that happen. As I mentioned, we've got VAs who do a lot of the outreach, so I don't have to do that. Now, I do spend some time looking over the outreach, right? So maybe 20 minutes just to look over what they're doing to see if I'm spotting anything that they shouldn't be doing or something that's working really well. Also, what I'll do is I spend a little bit of time each week, not every day, just each week, on the scripts that we have, right? Are the scripts working? Are we getting good responses from them? Maybe we need to change that up, and I'll just dive into that. Of course, then I spend a lot of time on sales calls. Like I mentioned, if we get 40 to 50 per month, I do the vast majority of those. And when I'm looking over the outreach scripts, I'll also look at the emails we're sending. Because we send between 5 to 7 emails, I want to make sure that those are catching the attention of the potential clients that we're talking to. Because I could have the best DM in the game, but if I don't have a good email to get their attention and book a call, I could probably lose their interest. Now, on a weekly basis, I'll also spend a little bit of time developing new case studies or improving the case studies that we currently have. Okay, so for step number 2 and retaining our current clients, a lot of that is done by our client manager, as she handles most of the communication between the clients and our designers and people within our team. She gives them a lot of feedback every week, but what I'll also do to try and improve that myself is to give them some personalized feedback each week. So those are the main things that we do to retain our current clients. Really, it just comes down to delivering a really good service to them, having open communication with them, and making sure that they trust you and that they're getting good results. Now, step number 3, as we mentioned, is scaling the team and the system. So what that looks like is hiring new people on maybe a weekly or bi-weekly basis. We probably hire new people roughly every 2 or 3 weeks. Then we also got to improve our systems. So we obviously have systems in place right now. So for example, we have an onboarding system, right? So when we get a client who pays us, signs up, we've got a system in place that brings them from that payment all the way up to their onboarding call with us, and we've got to handle all of the stuff in between here. So getting information from them, booking in that call, getting logged into maybe their Instagram account, and a few other things. So we want to improve those systems, make them more efficient, make them better for the client, make them easier for us, and also develop any new systems that we need to make our current services way better. And then the last part is just building the business, and ultimately that is a very broad term, and that just comes down to trying to spot new opportunities, right? So to go from 20K per month to 30K or 40K per month, obviously what we can do is we can just increase our outreach, try and do a lot more sales calls, keep as much of our current clients as we can, and we'll probably get there. Now, a lot of the time that all sounds good, but you've got to try and look outside of the box to make that happen. Sometimes going from 10K a month to 20K a month requires you to do something a bit different, and ultimately that's why I have that bit of time each week to spot new opportunities. Maybe it's a new service that we can offer to our current clients for maybe it's a few $100 extra per month, and maybe half of our clients would take us up on that. That would be a great use of my time to come up with that, because that would add a lot of revenue to our monthly income. So that last one is a very broad term, and it's not something that you need to be focused on if you're getting started or if you've only a couple of clients. It's something that's a little bit more bigger picture when you've got a few clients under your belt and you're trying to scale to the next level. So if you're just starting off, here's my advice to you. Focus on getting new clients, most importantly, and then secondly, focus on delivering a really good service. And I tell you, if you do those two things, you will not have any problem scaling, right? If you can have a predictable way to get new clients and to also deliver a really good service, those are the two main things that come down to agency success. So focus on those and the rest will work itself out. Now, if you want to learn more from myself and how I've built the six-figure agency, you can check out the Six-Figure Accelerator program linked below. In there, we have weekly calls where we go over where you are currently and what you need to do to get you to whatever goal you have. So for example, if you were just starting off from scratch, we're going to spend a lot of time going over your service, your niche, and figuring out what's the best thing to offer for you. Then from there, we're going to look at how you can get clients, how you can build a system, build a team, perfect your sales, and ultimately just keep all of those things improving until you're at a really good rate and you're on your way to six figures. So if you want to check that out, link to that is in the description. We've got a video on the homepage so you can check it out, and there's a lot more detail in that video of what's included. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure if you are new to hit the subscribe button, and if you are just here and you like the video, make sure to hit like. I would really appreciate it.